Says here, AlbuquerqueJournal.com, that Gilbert Gallegos was found dead. He's a 28-year-old. No. James Ramirez was found dead. Do I gotta redo this? No. The show must go on. James Ramirez was found dead. Gilbert Gallegos is a spokesman, and he's the one that says James Ramirez had died. So who is this? 28-year-old James Ramirez. He's from California. He got into a wild shootout with the Albuquerque police last year, but they're saying he died behind bars in Valencia County. The Valencia County Sheriff's Office said, the New Mexico State Police is investigating the death. Seems very fucked up. Seems very peculiar. Ramirez was in custody in Valencia County as he's faced federal charges of being a felon. His attorney couldn't be, so instead of, this whole thing is kind of crazy. They're going to drop charges for the guy. They dropped charges. They said the DA, the second judicial DA, Raul Torres, and they thought it was best that Ramirez would be prosecuted in federal court first for being a felon in possession of a firearm. But the charges was armed robbery, 3 counts of aggravated battery upon a police officer with a deadly weapon. What about attempted murder? How about attempted murder? 3 counts of aggravated battery. Well, that's battery, and it's a little bit aggravated. He was shooting at us. That's attempted murder, motherfucker. No, it's aggravated battery upon a peace officer with a deadly weapon. And so you had a whole bunch of things. You had officers Verbeck, Eichel, Gunderson, Sergeant Kinney. Gunderson and Kinney were injured in the incident. Ramirez was taken into custody after he was shot. There's a second shootout with Gunderson and Kinney. He opened fire on Mario Verbeck and James Eichel Jr., striking both. And Gunderson and Kinney were both injured. So he injured 4 police officers. He fired at least 70 bullets before getting arrested. He had a handgun with 4 extended magazines. So it seems to me, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some foul play. He's sitting in jail. He went ahead and shot at all these people. And then you had this weird-ass quote to her that says that APD Chief Harold Medina, he says, "I wish I could say this news brings closure to the tragedy that this individual brought to Albuquerque last year, but the reality is he never faced any consequences for shooting 4 police officers. He was sitting in jail, awaiting trial. So he's sitting in jail, awaiting trial. So he's suffering the consequences right then and there. And then the trial's going to get a conviction, and then he's going to sit in jail for even more time." So, because of how he just said that, it just seems like, I think it's possible that there's foul play, but I also feel like nobody's going to give a damn because, this person's a criminal motherfucker, right? So, he had, tried to rob something, and then he's getting into the wild shootout with all these police officers. He shot several police officers, so that's how important, robbing the thing or whatever, so... I don't know what the hell's going on in his life, but Jesus Christ, man. James Ramirez died in jail, but they didn't say how he died or give any other details. So, yeah, I'm sure this internal investigation would kick in. I don't know how deep they're going to investigate the damn thing. I don't think anybody will, I don't think anybody will care that James Ramirez had died in jail. I don't think so. Maybe somebody might care, his mother or something. But in terms of the general public, he went, he tried to rob people. He's a felon in possession of a firearm. So he's 28 years old. He's already got 1 felony, doing robbery, shooting up at cops and shit. And then it also could be, legit, not legit, but it could be a suicide, right? James Ramirez could have just killed himself. So that's a possibility too. But it seems like if that's the case, why wouldn't they have said that? Or perhaps James Ramirez, got buck and wild and started getting out all crazy, and then one thing led to another, and then the officer just shot him. I don't know. They should tell us what the hell happened. But they're like, well, he never really got any, faced any consequences. He was facing consequences. He was paying for and then he had a trial. It seems fishy, but like I said, it seems like a, piece of crap to me, so I'm not, you know. I mean, hopefully he gets some peace, right? James Ramirez. R.I.P. James Ramirez. And Albuquerque police, I mean, what the fuck? You don't trust in your own judicial system?